Hello and welcome to Whittle Arcades. In this little video I'd like to show you how the version 2 software works. This software is currently being rolled out with all my current machines, so if you order one today, this is the kind of software you expect to get on it. Just like the version 1 software, which some of you out there have already got, it still has a plethora of games on there, roughly over 10,000, so there's lots and lots of things to do. But with the version 2 software, it sports a few extra little features and an overall a new look, which I'd like to show you today. Once the software boots up, you'll be looking at a screen like you are now, with the arcade symbol in the middle. Now, if we use the joystick, either of the joysticks, and move left or right across the screen, you can switch between all the various emulators what are built into this software. As you can see, there's lots and lots and lots. There really is loads and loads of games. If I just flip back to the arcade emulator, in here, this particular heading of arcade supports more than one emulator in the one heading. All those who are familiar with MAME, Advanced MAME, Neo Geo, Final Burn Alpha, all those consoles are built and integrated into this one heading under arcade. Now, a lot of these games under arcade were originally developed to be in an amusement arcade building, and therefore would expect you to put credit into the machine. So what I've actually done there, if you're playing any games in this menu, there is a button here on the desktop which says credit. Pressing that will simulate putting a coin into the machine, so allowing you to play a game. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and select a game from this menu. As you can see, it's showing up that there's 1,792 games just in this one heading alone. Pressing the bottom left button there will select that emulator. As you can see, there's a list of games on your left hand side. On the right hand side, it just shows you a quick screenshot from the original game itself. If I move up and down, you can just flip through lots and lots of games, and it's showing you the various screenshots from all those. Now, as I just mentioned, just in this one heading there's almost 1,800 games. If I were to scroll all the way down there to a game, it could take me quite a while, especially if the game begins with the letter T or Z or something like that. So you've got a number of options. You can use these two buttons here, which effectively is page up and down. So we're going a page at a time there. That speeds things up. Or if you know the name of the game you want to play on, let's say for instance a classic game called Ghosts and Goblins. If you press the top middle button, you can then move to the letter G, select that, and it instantly jumps the list to all the games beginning with the letter G. So that speeds the search facility up somewhat. So I'll just go and find Ghosts and Goblins there. The reason why I choose this game, it's one of my personal favourites. So as you can see, we've highlighted Ghosts and Goblins. There's a quick screenshot, and we want to now play that game. So if I press the bottom left button and select that, on average games take between 10 and 30 seconds to boot up, which is not a lot of time. And once it's on, there you go. As you can see, it's saying please deposit a coin. So this game was designed to have money put into it. So as I mentioned before, pressing the credit button, we can add credit in. You can see the credits there appearing on the screen. So I'll just give it 4 credits. Now at this point, you can select player 1 or player 2, depending on what your preference is. I'm just going to select player 1, so I'm having a go. So as soon as I press player 1, the game now starts. I'll just turn that up a little so you can hear that. So now we've got 6 game buttons on the joystick, which are all active. Obviously this particular game only uses a few of those buttons, it doesn't use all of them. But some games like your Street Fighters, etc., they'll use all 6 game buttons. Now, one little feature what I've built into the V2 software is the load save functionality. Now, as you can see with this particular machine, this is sporting the new control panel with the quick load and quick save function built into the actual control panel itself. So as I'm playing it, if you say that I was far through the game and I wanted to save where I was up to, I could simply press the save button. Now that's just save exactly where I'm up to in the game. So if I continue the game and end up dying because I'm not very good, at any point I can press the load and it takes me straight back to where I was. It's that quick. Now that is a non-volatile memory, so if you do come out of that game and go to another game, you can make saves, changes in the other game, etc. Whenever you go back to this particular game, it's still remembered that in its memory. So you could physically play this game, save where you're up to, turn the machine off, go on holiday for 2 weeks, come back, switch the machine on, hit load, and it would instantly take you back to where you was up to. Which is a brilliant function, especially on games like this, because these games were never actually designed to be saved. Because it was an arcade game, they expected you to put more credit in. So it's a snappy little function that. Now it's asking me, do I want to continue playing there because I've just died. Obviously, in this situation, for purposes, I'm going to escape out of that. So the escape button there, pressing that in any game, I'll take you straight back to the games list. Now you've got choices. You can continue down the list, or go up the list and select another game and carry on from there. Or by pressing the bottom middle button, that'll take you back to this home screen again, where if you want to, you could select a different console. If you want to Super Nintendo, you could press that and go to the Super Nintendo. So I'm just going to go over here, select letter P, find the games with all the P, and I'm going to go to this, Pinball Dreams, classic pinball game. This came out absolutely years ago, but it's still one of my favourites. We're now in the Super Nintendo emulator. So what we'll do in this situation is we'll just press the button just to skip the intro. It's asking me what kind of pinball table I'd like to play on. I'm going to select Beatbox. Press the play one. And this is it. It's a scroll pinball game, this. Now you'll notice on this machine, well, I don't know if you can quite notice, but on this machine, what I've actually done is I've actually built in, if you can see down the side there, I've built in some pinball buttons. Now, since the start of 2017, I've started adding that to the machines as standard. I don't charge you for that, it's a free little option. If anybody who's prepared to pay for a machine what's fully custom, I give the side pinball buttons completely free of charge. I install them, configure them to the machine, and I also colour match the pinball buttons with the control panel buttons so everything looks sleek and fantastic. You can still play the pinball game using the classic buttons on top, but obviously with these configured now, all I have to do for a more real effect is start using the side pinball buttons. I'm absolutely rubbish at pinball games, as you can see, but the feature there just gives it that realistic effect as though you're playing an actual pinball machine. Again, I'm going to come out of that game, otherwise I'm going to show myself up with just how bad I am at playing them. So pressing the escape button in the middle, again takes me straight back out, will take me to the list of games. I can choose another game, I'll press the bottom middle button, and I can go back to the emulators. Another alternative to, if I just select that emulator there, if I specifically wanted to go to another emulator from this point, I don't have to press the middle button to go back out. I can just press left and right in that point, and it'll automatically switch through the various emulators. Just another little feature. So let's come out of that. Shutting the machine down, what I recommend is doing it correctly. You've got two choices. Always make sure you're out of a game. Don't try to do it when you're playing a game. It just confuses the system inside. So once you've exited out of the game and you're back to this stage, you can simply turn it off. But like any computer-based or Pi-based systems, you're best going through the shutdown procedure to guarantee longevity of the machine. So by pressing the top left button on your 6 game buttons, you're presented with this main menu. You simply move down to quit and select shutdown. It's that simple. What'll happen in a few seconds, the screen goes blank. Nothing else on the screen there is completely blank. Come up with a no signal on the screen, tells me that everything is shut down completely. If you've got an illuminated control panel or an illuminated marquee like this one, that will still stay illuminated. It's the physical screen. As soon as you see that go off, you know it's safe to unplug it at the wall or leave it switched on. It's entirely up to yourself. On all the main machines, they're connected via an IEC socket on the back, which has got a power switch on it. So when you get a machine from yourself, if you've had it delivered and you plug it in, switch it on at the wall and you panic and think it's not coming on, it's because there's a little power switch on the back of the machine. So make sure that's switched on and the power button will glow red just to show you that it's live. And that's it. Thousands of games, lots of fun, very easy to use. Thanks very much for listening and hope to speak to you soon. Take care.